But you're right on time for the recap, I guess. Perfect timing. No good lands? I don't think so, right? Doesn't look like it. Good review, thank you. Thanks for helping out. For roll and carries of TY, thanks for the 38 months, appreciate it. Hope you keep enjoying the stream. Some start cards. Brawl carries up just doesn't seem that great. The white battle, potentially. Jumpstart? What's Jumpstart? Is that in the set? They're on set. Okay. 5 mana, free flyer. So you get extra triggers. Whenever Essence of Orthodoxy or another fixed entity you incubate, so this one incubates too, and then your others. I mean, why not? We can add it to our list of like maybe. I mean, that'll be an easy deck to try out. Just put all the good ones. Eight mana, convoke one, or convoke board free. When interdisciplinary mascot enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand. So it's impulse. 5/5 for 8 impulse. Referee squad. 2/2 vigilance for free. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature and opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Is that constructed playable? 2/2 vigilance. It has convoke itself. Can you pop off? Like vigilance, attack them, play your convoke spell, tap them down. Strictly better Frostlink. Mono blue devotion. I mean, you would need more of these kind of cards to make it good, right? But it's probably like one of a kind. Ooh, the Zephyr window to like convoke your spells. Should like untap 2 creatures maybe. Injector Crocodile. I like the name. Swamp Cycling. When it dies, the incubate free. 4 mana, Death Touch. Terror of Tawashi attacks. When it attacks, you may pay 4. When you do, return target creature card from a graveyard to battlefield. Just zombify whenever it attacks, doesn't need to deal damage. Pretty high impact if you do get to untap. Doesn't pass the go for the protest, but I mean it can legit just bring back an Atraxa if you untap with it. Yeah, not our Atraxa Reanimator. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Axgard Artisan for the first time each turn, create a trigger so it's made to play with backup, amongst other things. 2-drop, 2/1. Yeah. 6 mana, Mountain Cycling, backup 2, Trample. Is that the best one? They're all like kind of okay, honestly. All the Mountain Cycling. They could have pushed them maybe a tiny bit more to make them constructed playable. What's the only one that was ever playable was the black one, right? Like there's like some mono black coffers deck or just mono black. It was just 5/3 regenerate. The first time they made land cycling cards. to Sib Abomination because it was a zombie. Right. 4 mana, Hail Giant. Oh, I have a feeling that's going to pass the Go for the Throw test. Legendary creature, Human Soldier, Orcian Hero of Lavabring. 2-tap, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste, sack it. It's not even that good of an ability. 9 mana tap, create 5 tokens that are copies of the gain haste. I mean, if you have 9 mana, if you untap. Eternal Dragon. Yeah, but that was rare. But yeah. Eternal Dragon's one of the goats. What a cards. Love that cards. Speaking of win cons. Goat win con. Surek and Gorklos. 6 mana, 6/5 trample. Other creatures you control have trample. Whenever another non-token creature enters battlefield under your control, put it plus. Ooh. It fires up the Yavimaya at 6 mana. Fairground could be playable. Okay, 2/2 for a green and 2. Sorry, I don't look at commons anymore. At the beginning of each end step, if your +1/+1 counter was put on a permanent under your control this turn, put it plus. Ah, I see Wolf. Come on, man. You made me read that. Good one. You got me. Surek plus Multani, Creativity, and Explorer. What? Oh, you mean as a win con? Ah. Instead of Xenagos? Oh, you don't kill them. It's like way less trample. I don't get it. Did we read Atraxas Fall? I mean, I read it, I didn't think much of it. If it's sorcery speed naturalize, plus creature was flying, plus battle. I mean, it kills Bangbuster on raid, it kills Rafine on raid. I don't know, it's fine, I guess.
Hands clapping,
maybe it's the best in standard, maybe it's the best you can do in standard. Youngster Dennis, thanks for the tier 1. Appreciate it. Definitely the best Broken Wings printed yet. Ancient Imperiozar. It's the Convoke one? Nah. Oh, on my list of bad against Go Further approach, yeah, it did make it on my list of dice to go for the approach without getting any value. Thoughts on Multiverse Legends or Historic? I haven't played Historic in a while, man. That's a little too much for right now. Oh, they're putting Ragavan into Explorer, right? Or into Historic. Did hear about that. Nah, I mean, I don't have many thoughts. My brain's getting old tired. All right. So let's see. For standard, We said Invasion of Gobakan, which is a 2 mana battle that Pvs people, attacks a card, and then it has free defender, and if you flip it, your creatures become big and stuff. That card's who think that card is busted? Type 1 if you think that card's gonna be really, really good. And type 2 if you think it's kind of whatever. It's gonna be like what cards? Right now I lost the white battle. Type 1 if you think it's the best card in the set. Let's make it simple. Not the best card in the set. All right, what do people think the best card in the set is? Just type in chat what do you think the best card in the set is. I mean, it's kind of a loose question. Maybe we should say for standard, or it doesn't matter. Just the first one that comes to mind. What if it's both bad and the best card in the set? Rona, Chandra. Hey, Will. It's 2 mana for the PV ability, and then you can flip it into something pretty good. I think the best card is going to be one of the 7 mana payoffs. Invasion of Tarkir, Rona, Surge of Salvation. Negate, good one. Hidetsugu. Hidetsugu could be like ridiculous, yeah. Hidetsugu could just be really dumb. Alright, then there was Elspeth's Planeswalker. I guess I'll go through the list real quick. I think I'll be not too bad. I'll be able to spot them. So, I mean, there's that Elspeth that's like fine. Pretty good in aggressive deck. Kind of has good synergy with itself, I guess. And in decks, you want to play it top of the curve. Dusk Legion Duelist. It's 2/2. Lots of synergies. Lots of ways to put +1/+1 counters. I'm not feeling really any of the Praetors. Alpha Smite, best version of that card ever printed yet. Might still not be good enough. Heliod, we were thinking mostly one-off in an enigmatic incarnation deck. Because it's both an enchantment and a creature. You can sack it, you can tutor for it, you get back an enchantment. Talk about the like Knight Aaron of Eos. I think that card's kind of clunky and bad. I think it might be good in if you're playing Memnites, Ornithopters, maybe in a deck like Devoted Druids. I don't know, something like that. Would you ever splash for that in Yawgmoth? I mean, Mentor's already in Pioneer, and I don't think it's going to be great in Standard. The Phyrexian stuff could be good, mostly because of Exarch. I mean, Exarch's kind of a cool card, but Sealed from Existence, Vex Oblivion Ring printed, but might not be good enough. Sunfall, I'm not in love with 5 mana sweepers. Exile is nice, obviously, a little value in Incubate, but I don't know, maybe I'll see play. Surge, good sideboard card against Invoke Despair, amongst others. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Grixis. I don't know how it's gonna play out. Was if you have Thalia in your deck, most white decks play Thalia in Standard. Some people were saying it's maybe good against Scam in Modern. Blue had very little, I think. Capped is weird. I'm gonna try that card in Soul Herder in Soul Herder Arcades. It's a defender. It brings value. You can flip it to flip it back and then flip it again and flip it again and flip it and keep getting value and stuff. Just kind of snowball a bit. Um, Change the equation. I mean, it's gonna see some play, but it's not a game changer. Fairy Mastermind could be really good just because of cards like Fable, Bangbuster, Invoke Despair. There's just so many cards that draw your open-end extra cards. 2/1 Flash Flying is fine. The ability is fine. You can snowball. Things Shark is slept on. Really? Just nice to go for the throats.
Yatta!
Moon Mist? What's Moon Mist? Negate, obviously. Alan Hawker, probably not. Oracle of Tragedy, probably not. But, I mean, Hawker was Bangbuster is obviously a really cool curve. He's just good enough to win games. Bangbuster, Field of Ruin, a few others. Maybe that Freeman Artifact, honestly. It is really cheap. It blocks Ragavan, I guess. Passes a Ragavan test. Rona is going to be good. Good in Nest for Legends. You needed another good 2-drop. It even flips in something really just, it doesn't even need the flip side. It feels to be good. There's also a combo with Mox Amber and Retraction Elix to get infinite mana in Pioneer. Or I guess Modern. My card's going to be good. What else was there? Black didn't have a ton. This card can snowball. Yeah, we didn't. Oh, I didn't talk too much. I don't know. I wasn't super high on Archpriest when we first went over the list, but it's just another card that brings back Traxa, right? Whenever this creature deals command damage to a player or battle, return to the creature from your graveyard to battle. I mean, that card is scary. It's the kind of card you're like, well, if you stumble and they have it, it can just be GG. So maybe that card's just good. It's like a proactive, it's like potentially win the game. In worst case, it's a body. And then they have to kill the creature you back up, and then they have to kill that one maybe the turn after. Maybe I should add that one to my list. There's very little in black though. Maybe Breach the Multiverse, I guess. I'll add it to my list too. I'm not seeing it. I think it's a little too expensive. There's already other 7 mana win the game cards, but there's some 6 mana kind of win the game cards. Glistening Deluge, sideboard card, just in case people are thinking about playing soldiers. Grafted Butcher is like a decent card to fit in the Phyrex index. Not super exciting though. Shield Red is fine, I guess. It's not bad value. It's not that hard to flip. Oops. Oh, what did I do? It's not that hard to flip, I guess. Pile unplayable? I don't think so. I mean, Go for the Throat's probably just better, right? You'd always play 4 Go for the Throat before you played any pylon. It's okay. Surveil 2 is good. No, maybe it's good. Yeah, I just forgot to add black. I don't know. I was not super sold, but yeah. Render a nerd, I guess. Turn on your battles. The Phoenix, the first time I read it, I was like, that card's gonna be really good, but we're thinking about it, and maybe there's not a great home for it. Pioneer. Yeah, there's a few for Pioneer. White Invasion, Fairy Mastermind, Rona. Maybe Ren's. Wait, which one's Ren's Resolve? Isn't that a red card? There's a Better Fire Prophecy. Maybe Tribute to the World Tree. That's a green, triple green enchantment. Some of the gold cards are good. Chandra's Hope Beacon's just insane finisher. Just super powerful. So that card could be good. What else did we like? A lot of the red ones were decent, I think. A lot of the red invasions battles were fine. Barrage's gonna be good in standards. Warcrafting could be good for a mid-range deck. Just a nice little 2-for-1. Kills a shield dread. The Raptor could be okay. Stoke the Flames might see play. Ren's Resolve for like, I don't know, more of that effect. Popper and stuff. Alright, I'm kind of off it, not gonna lie. Let's finish real quick though for people who got here. I like the Deep Root Wayfinder. I don't think it's really quite good enough, but maybe with fetch lands, maybe in, yeah, I'm not too sure, but it can snowball pretty fast if it starts hitting people. It's kind of a must kill. I called it the Green Ragavan. Eurobresk is broken, really? I think Eurobresk just not playable cards. Why is Eurobresk broken? Yeah, I mean, Volcanic Spite is on my list. Obviously, strictly Better Fire Prophecy. The Doomscar Warrior could be good. Just gives you value, threatens of snowballing, decently cost, trampled backup. I don't know. Not a bad rate for a creature. Most of the backup cards, yeah, they're pretty solid. These cards I didn't really know. Overgrown Pest, Osilis, Pulchronos. Don't really know what to think. Moloch might be good sideboard cards. 4 Veil of Summer, 4 Sandstalker Moloch. Tribute could be really good. Vorinclex I kind of like. It gets cycling lands too, so it can draw you some cards. Just decent value. All card advantage. I'm interested in all instant and sorcery for Chandra control deck, which sides into 4 Urabrasks. Ren and Roundbreaker is maybe good in something like Greasefang, or if you can abuse the -2, it's fine rate. Borborygmos is just solid too, just solid card. The Brawler is good, but it doesn't have a die trigger, so might be underwhelming. Jaren Hazard might be the coolest card just because you can flip in Emrakul's and Traxxas into play. Not sure how you build that deck, but or you could build a really low curve white red deck with like all 1 and 2, all 1, 2, and 3 drops, let's say, and you don't play any 4s, and you only play Jeru as a 5, maybe like 1 random Atraxa to get lucky. This way you're like maximizing your odds of having 1 card on turn 5. But then it's not as good because you don't put expensive legends into play, you just put cheap legends into play. Or it could be backup plan for Atraxa Emrakul Gora's Vengeance deck in Modern. Wasn't impressed by Drana or Giada or Galta or Glissa. Hollow Forager, clearly good value card. That card's almost definitely going to see play in almost every format. You can cast Footfalls and Visions and Living End and all the free spells, so that's pretty cool. That works. Hitotsugu and Carry, maybe the most busted card in the set because you can. What's it? We still have it open. No. There's a 10-mana red card that deals 10 damage. That's legal in standard. So you can just play 4 of each, play Hitotsugu on 5, and kill them on turn 6. Explosive Singularity. And it's just a good value card. I don't know, it's like kind of a total package. 5 for Flying Brainstorm, plus potentially more value. So maybe that's just the best card in the set. What else? Invasion of Amonkhet does a decent bit. Another way to reanimate a Traxa. Kogla Nidar is just fine card, just decent raid, does a lot, pretty versatile, I guess. Skullkit Perfection, if that deck is actually a thing. Oh yeah, it's fine. Rager could be a good enabler, and the red black sack decks could just find a home in all the red black sack decks, basically. Not super high on Talia and Zimone. Zergo pretty good. Dodges go for the throat pretty well. Roundbreaker, maybe a one of WinCon. And that's it. Alright, chat. I'm a little tired, but that was fun. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for just going through the set with me.